Welcome, thank you for being with me in another reading. For those of you who have already subscribed to this channel, a big thank you as always because it serves as a great inspiration for me to continue my work. While for those of you who are new and haven't subscribed to this channel, do subscribe if you want to. So let's get started to see what you want to hear, something you need to know right now. Well, I see that is this person. Initially, at the outset, how you feel is that they're very compatible. You feel there is love, there is affection, there is care, understanding. Initially, at the very beginning, things went well. You feel there is a great sense of compatibility, there is great chemistry, there is an instant bonding between both of you. It's like you two come across each other at the beginning of the time, that you two just know each other, even this is the first encounter. It's just a figure of speech, just metaphorically speaking, this is how you feel, that there is a great sense of compatibility, similarities, you two share a lot of things in common. It's like you are meeting your soulmate, your twin flame, meeting an old friend. You feel you're being home, that kind of energy, that you just feel you are being embraced, you are being accepted, you are being loved, because they show you a lot of lovely gestures, and they are someone who are very action oriented. Works, communications, exchanges, not just conversations, but you see an act of service. It comes with initiatives and proactiveness. They do not only keep talking, mumbling, rambling, but you will see that they will show you through nonverbal actions an act of service to prove it out to you. So therefore there is such a great sense of inclusiveness because they included you as part of their lives to the greatest extent possible, and somehow it gives you a certain expectation because they set the standard. They set us expectation. It's not expectation. It's like because you already observed what they did, okay, through their verbal and non-verbal behaviors. So that's the standard they have already set themselves for you. But with the passage of time, this is something like this. There is a change, significant change. So just to sum it up in one sentence, being very direct and straightforward, cutting through the clutters here, it's like this is a connection that is built upon a false premises. They actually give you false expectation. The thing is that through their behaviors, verbal and non-verbal, they set the standard very high. This is who they were, how they did things when you two were being with each other at the very beginning. It's like the honeymoon period. There is this thrill of discovery. You two are being very inquisitive and trying to explore about each other to the greatest extent possible. You two never get bored of knowing each other, doing things together, spending quality time, dates, trying something new food, restaurants, traveling, trips, movies, listening to songs, or a lot of time, a lot of laughter. This is how I see. You two were just not having a lot of. I also see intimacy here. There is emotional intimacy. Without uttering a single word, you already feel that sense of comfort being physically present with each other. But as time goes by, that person, your person, is just like change their attitude. It strikes you quite abruptly because they just show you a lack of regard. They retreat, they withdraw their energy. Not much of the communication, not much of the actions, literally, not much of anything, not much has happened. It's like disconnection here. I also see there comes with some form of outer interferences, external influences standing in the way between both of you, and you see that somehow they just withhold their feelings, their thoughts, and they are going emotional shutdown, shutting the door in your face. You feel you are being rejected. You feel you are not being accepted. Literally, you feel you are being excluded from their lives. They are not showing gestures anymore because previously you will see they show you certain terms. You feel things are being very explicit, okay, initially at the very beginning, but something just happened and it happened quite abruptly. And I do see, as I said, outer interferences here standing in the way. That could be opposition, family members, or somebody spreading words that kind of put a real damper between both of you, or external third party, something like that. Well, I do see that it gives you a lot of negativity because you just feel that this is some kind of forceful expectation. It comes to a point that you don't understand how fragile, how vulnerable this connection can be. This is beyond your expectation because initially they surpass your expectation based on their verbal and non-verbal behaviors and gestures. They were showing you a lot of initiative and proactiveness. They were being this active participant, taking an active role to take things forward. So they give you hope. You are being positive. You feel like this is connection that is being protected and guided. You feel home. You feel safe. They are somebody that you feel you can rely on. You can count on them. And there is this sense of purity and innocence as well. You don't need to do guesswork, but things happen. You just cannot help but lamenting on how fragile, how vulnerable a relationship can be when something just happened. As I said, external influences, outer interferences, some kind of problems, issues, obstacles standing in the way appear. It's like you two enter into this exploration stage. As time goes by, problems and issues just becomes more apparent, more explicit. It comes to a state where euphoria just gives way to a more textured reality. And this is the reality. The reality is showing you that only emotional connectedness is not the sole element how a relationship can last long. How a relationship can last long actually is dependent upon something else. It's a combination of both of you having this emotional intelligence to make things work together, being considerate, being sensitive to the other person's feelings and emotions, showing a lot of responsiveness, showing relatability, relating to the other person's experiences as well as their feelings and emotions, and not just emotional intelligence, emotional connectedness, but it requires your logical mind as well, both of your logical mind as well. It's like they were just using a little bit of their brain initially. Well, both of you, I would say, were being too emotionally driven, letting all those emotions that you two come across, like the emotions how normally a couple would come across when they have this honeymoon, when they go through this honeymoon period. But this is only temporary. How a relationship can last long, it requires other elements. And here I see that actually they are not someone who are emotionally balanced in a way that when there are problems and issues that come to the surface, they will dip, they will freak out. I see that they go emotional shutdown because they are not mature enough here. It's like there is a lack of protection in this connection. And the harder that you try to make things work, you will see that there is this force that the action that you're going to take is going to lead to an equal and opposite reaction here. It requires a lot of determination because they are not determined enough, especially standing at the crossroad of facing some kind of problem. It's like they need to make a decision, but they can't. And there is a lack of commitment, a lack of dedication from them. You don't feel secure. You don't feel sort of grounded. It's like it's a forceful expectation, a realistic expectation that they gave you. Although they set the standard, they set the bar very high, but it cannot be sustained. Okay, I see it's mainly about dedication, commitment, sustainability. Well, things work out very well, but this is just like something that happened initially at the outset. But the thing is, with the passage of time, it gets fade away, and it is not a relationship that can stand the test of the time. Here, okay, they are dipping. There is this sense that they are not mature enough to take responsibility. They feel the weight of the world is on their shoulders and they are being diplomatic, trying to get away with some kind of responsibility. And I do see that for some of them, they are trying to defend, to validate themselves that to justify for their words, for their behavior, where you feel that that is unreasonable. So they are creating some kind of stories, making up some excuses to defend themselves, to justify for themselves. That could be their words, their behaviors. But the thing is that you know they are just trying to give you a peace of mind. You are not being convinced. You are not being a 3-year-old that you know that what they said, what they told you, is only a smokescreen. It's only they trying to disguise their true intention and motive. There is something that is hidden here. Well, as I said, there could be external third party. So there may be cases that your person is just like cheating on you. You feel like they betrayed you and somehow you found out, or because this is a general reading, but in a generic sense, there is some kind of promises that they are unable to stick with, okay, to discharge. So basically, it's like they give you some forceful expectation initially. There are some promises, words that they set, but at the end of the day, you will see they're not really someone like that. Okay? They change their behaviors. You discover a darker side of themselves. It almost feels like things were being hidden, things happening behind the scene, behind the veil, behind the closed door. You eventually found out yourself, and you are not being misled or misguided by their words and behaviors as well. It's like all these things that happen initially, this is only the impression that they try to give you, an image that they try to showcase in front of you. Someone who are reliable, sincere, it comes with purity, innocence. They are truthful as well, but you will see time is going to reveal the truth and you discover the truth. They are not that reliable, they are not truthful. And the things that hurt you the most is that they actually create some kind of stories or making up excuses to justify themselves, but they are just disguising their true intention and motives. So therefore, you feel like if they do have this audacity to do something that you feel is a wrongdoing, okay, you consider it as a deal breaker, it's unacceptable, it crossed your boundaries, it overstep your boundaries. When you try to bring it up to the table, the concerns, your feelings, to advocate your emotions, you will see they try to defend themselves, but their grounds are untenable, their grounds are unreasonable, are not justifiable, and you feel you're not being convinced. And then they're going to invalidate your emotions because they need to defend themselves. Okay, so they are creating stories to defend themselves, to justify their behaviors. At the same time, they are giving you emotional invalidations. So therefore, you feel very hurtful. Here is about leaving, staying, that kind of energy. It's also for you to recognize both of you are in this relationship. The relationship is not entirely about them. There is this energy, they feel that they did put in effort initially, that's already enough. So they become complacent. Somehow they feel that they invested a lot of time and effort at the very beginning, but the thing is that they are unable to sustain it. Okay, it's only a forceful expectation that they gave that is the relationship that can stand the test of the time. As time goes by, the truth reveals itself. It shows you the true color of who they really are is being unfolded, okay, the darker side of themselves. So you also need to recognize you are also being one of the party of this relationship. You have the free power. It's time for you to reclaim your inner power, inner sovereignty, to show decisiveness, to show assertiveness instead of accepting something or somebody that you don't really deserve, because they actually think, because they become complacent, they actually think that you are being kept under their thumbs, you are being wrapped around their fingers, and they are walking all over you. Well, basically, they're just thinking they can use some words just to get away of some kind of responsibility or to mend things, to mend what was broken with simple words, but you're not being convinced because that's only some kind of excuses they are making, some kind of stories they are creating. So take charge of your life. Be decisive, show assertiveness, because you are not a puppet. You are not doing charity work. And somehow this connection becomes one sided instead of a two-way street, and you feel disconnected. You don't feel a sense of being valued in this connection. You feel you're being undervalued. You feel you're being ignored, abandoned. You feel you're being betrayed, that kind of energy. Emotionally, you are out of sort as well. So it's time for you to stand up for yourself. Okay? And you need to show that you are not saying one thing and doing something else. And I am seeing when you show assertiveness, decisiveness, it's not like you are parroting the words. You are advocating your personal boundaries, but you are going to stand up for yourself in your day-to-day life. It means there is consistency between your words as well as your behaviors as well. Otherwise, basically it means that you are creating forceful expectation for them as well, because one hand you are advocating your personal boundaries, but on the other hand, actually they observe that your behavior is suggesting something else. There is misalignment, so they are taking advantage of you. They keep testing your boundaries, okay, because you keep lowering your boundaries, basically. And here, stay firm, okay? Stay firm and protect yourself. I see here, instead of letting somebody to manipulate, to control you, to see you as some kind of puppet. So this is the end of the reading. I hope you like it, and I hope this video resonates with you in some way. And do leave a comment down below. And thank you for staying with me until now. See you next time. Bye.